Hello and welcome back to this Tango video tutorial follow-up about Americana. In the other video we recently published, we saw Americana position from outside walk. In this video we will see it from the Forward Ocho position. So what we see here? It will be like I lead a Forward Ocho, we are in cross system, I need to change my weight in order to arrive to the Americana position. I can also, before was that we are in outside walk position, so I just stay and I lead overturn pivot to my partner. In one perspective, one is easier, in another perspective, the other one is easier. Let's start with the starting point. So we have a rebote, we open the hip to receive a Forward Ocho. We can do a second Forward Ocho, and now in the third Forward Ocho, I decide to join my partner exiting in a parallel step that is called the Americana position. We had different ways of exiting. Now we take the one with the Caminata to start with. One time from the side perspective. So we have Rebote into the Forward Ocho. Let's have a second one, a third one. Now I start to go into the Americana position and I exit with the Caminata. The way how I change my weight can be either next to my ankle, or could be a cross position, or could be a little bit back. To be honest, I usually do this depending on how we arrived in the Ocho. So if we're here, I step behind and I go with Iris and we continue with the Caminata. Maybe in a different context, back, I would do a cross. I think the easiest one is if you step a little bit behind because you are more stable. You can do it, as I said, with 3 Ochos, but you could also decide for the first one to go back. This makes it a little bit more dynamic. So you start with something and your partner, it will be an Ocho, normal. And then the next time you do it, you have, it will be an Ocho, pa. Okay, already something with more pepper. Because of that, we accelerate a little bit the pivot. So we have here, pa. Still, remember, we want to keep the embrace continuous and calm. So the acceleration of the pelvis that we have here shouldn't be, now I did it on. We had the version with opening the hip to have that, and now I change. Shouldn't have an effect on what is happening in the embrace. We had another beautiful structure that was from the Apertura, I lead a Forward Ocho. From here, I start to open the hip to lead this kind of Ocho. And here again, I could exit with the Americana position into the line of the dance. One more time. Apertura into Forward Ochos. Second Ocho, I open my hip. Third, I change my weight to the Americana position. One time from the side. So we have Apertura, lead the first Forward Ocho. Now I lead with my right hip, come to me, I change, and we continue. In this position now, it was more comfortable to have the ankles really on the same height. If you are already a little bit more experienced, you might want to use this extra step to create a turn. So instead of just staying in the same direction and stepping next to you, let's see it from behind the leader, I walk a little bit around my partner. So from this position, I can walk around, tuck, and we face now you in the camera. So we did 180 degrees turn. Let's do it not to get out of the camera here. So here, I start to walk around and exit with Americana position. One more time. Rebote, open the hip to receive the Ocho, into the same position, Rebote, open the hip to receive the Ocho, go around, and we finish into the opposite position. Sometimes it feels for me like I'm closing the door. What do I mean with closing the door? So when she's here, I keep the door open, and we meet each other in the same direction that we started. I close the door means that when she's here, tuck, and I open with Americana a new position to exit there. The last variation we want to suggest to you is that from this possibility to go to a new line, we can also, when we come back in a forward ocho, change the direction one more time to face again the other. If I want to continue, I just continue with a full turn to be facing again the same direction that I started. So we start. First change of direction with Americana. Second change of direction here, I start to transfer my weight to my right, and I continue. One time in close embrace. Rebote, forward ocho, create the Americana into a new direction. Invite her, here I change the weight, and I'm again facing the direction that I started. I hope this video gives you some inspiration and is useful. If you have any comments, we're looking forward to them.